Hey guys, I'm Bella, the maker mama boss lady behind Fiber and Fox, and this is episode 75 of my podcast. And I promise if it's your first time here, it's not normally this incredibly boring. I decided to film in my husband's office today because it does in fact have air conditioning, which isn't on right now because it's loud. But my camera's prone to overheating and I had to do so many cuts last time. I was like, all right, okay, I'll film in here. It's still humid in here. It was in the mid-90s today. You don't need any of this information, but over there is Mega Desk. That didn't make a good background. Over there is Mega Guitar Wall. That makes a good background if you have a guitar channel, but not great for a yarn channel. So please join me another time or in a previous episode in my lovely yarn room. But yeah, today I'm sitting against my husband's closet doors because that's what we're doing. And it's still hot, and I'm still probably gonna overheat the camera, but we're gonna try. So this is episode 75. I'm Bella. I'm a crochet designer sometimes, and I knit as well, and apparently I sew now, and we're talking about all of it here. I apparently am getting sort of kind of consistent at this whole thing again. Again, it's only been about 2 weeks since we last spoke, and I have quite a few things to share. So let's jump into the making content, shall we? I don't have any incredible bits of admin to cover other than I am sitting in my husband's swizzly bass playing chair, and I'm going to try to not swizzle. But yeah, it was cuter than the computer desk chair, and I didn't feel like hauling my orange chair in here. So yes, I have swizzle capabilities, and hopefully, you know, with great power comes great responsibility and all of that. So I'm gonna try to sit still. I don't have any other really admin bits to share with you, so we'll just jump into what I am wearing. This is something that I did design. Can I stand up in this episode? Maybe, not really, chair's still in the way. This is the dandelion tank that I was working on the last couple episodes. I think I had it finished last time and I put some pictures in. Actually, I'm gonna stand up later and you're gonna see. But I'm wearing, it's not a design that I'm putting out into the world, but I did in fact design it for myself, one of a kind for right now. And I love it. It's a really good wear with skirt summer piece. It's 100% silk and it's very light and comfy and I like it. And I'm also wearing, I can't show you sitting down. I have a handmade-ish skirt on that we'll talk about later. So yeah, I have a whole me-made outfit thing going on right now. And kids are in bed, husband's at band practice, and I'm just hanging out in here in the kind of sweaty office. So I got stuff to share with you, so let's talk about it. I'm quite horribly close to having a finished object, but they are still, I guess, all whips in this episode. I have a almost finished pair of socks. I will probably finish them tomorrow. They've kind of been my on-the-go project, and they are for my daughter. So hang on, let's tuck some ends in here. This is a vanilla pair of shorty socks. My daughter, who is 5, has requested only shorty socks because it's too complicated to know how to wear the other socks. Do you wear them over your pants? Do you wear them under your pants? Are they lumpy with your pants? Like, it's too much. So she's told me she only wants shorty socks, apparently. So I'm aim to please. This chair is also terrible for my posture. I'm sorry. Sorry, chiropractor. Shorty socks. I don't have kid-size sock blockers, but they are very cute. They're going to be on the larger side. But my daughter tends to be kind of rough on handmade socks, so I was hoping looser with less tugging them on would be better. And I also, for the first time, tried, I don't know if this is actually a thing, but I tried into the cuff. I knit 1x1 ribbing, but I held it double with some elastic thread that I had bought for sewing for doing like those gathered stretchy top dresses. I think it's called shirring, or just gathered, I guess. But you use this elastic stretchy thread to go through the bobbin of the sewing machine, and it's great. It's fun. But I bought a big giant spool of it, so I thought I would try, what's this? Try holding it double with this yarn. And these are all just scrappy bits. I'll tell you about the yarn in a minute, but let's talk about this elasticated situation. I thought for shorty socks it might be a good idea. I have no idea how the elasticy stuff, I mean, it's made for sewing, so it is for washing and wearing and whatnot. But I don't know how the elasticity of it is going to hold up over time. Right now it is incredibly stretchy. And I always do a cast on over 2 needles, so I don't do like a stretchy cast on or anything. I just long tail cast on holding 2 needles double. It's kind of messy looking with the It's not gonna really focus on that. It's kind of messy looking with the elastic in there, but it seems like a good idea. I don't know if it's going to actually be a good idea or if it's going to be comfortable. I haven't had her actually try these on. I'm kind of making a stack for her birthday in the fall, which I probably should, I don't know, make her try them on with her eyes closed or something before I do more like this. But in theory, it seems like a good idea. I've heard people talk about adding elastic to ribbing, but I think that's like sewing in after the fact with the elasticated thread, like along just maybe just the top of the cast on edge. So I don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I just panicked I wasn't recording. I am, hi. But yeah, let me know if you've ever seen this done or have done it. Because in theory, I think it's going to be a good idea. I don't know. But I have almost a second sock done. They are not identical, as you can tell. But they're really fun colors. Kind of special. I meant to grab the original. I might have pictures of them. I'm not sure. But I'm working with a couple different yarns. I'm working with this, which is a scrap of a self-striping from Regia. And I think a discontinued line. But a really fun, I had made my daughter and I matching pairs of, I was calling them my gingerbread cottage socks because they reminded me of the gingerbread cottages on Martha's Vineyard, and I was working on them last summer when we were on vacation there. And I didn't actually weigh, I had some bits left, and obviously I'm almost done with the sock and I have that left still. So I don't know what I'm working that in, but we'll throw it in the scrap pile. So I'm using that throughout. Held, not double, but knit helically with this color. I'm kind of liking this white background for showing stuff. It's a lot less chaotic than my normal yarn wall, but it's incredibly boring looking, so sorry. Looks kind of meh right now, but when I hold things up, great, great, great. I'm knitting helically, which if you haven't done before, you can look up helical knitting. I'm not going to try to explain it to you right now, but basically it's a way to either alternate skeins, or it's good for striping too because you don't get a jog if you're striping just two colors. I know, like a 1x1 stripe kind of situation like this. But it's also fantastic if you're alternating skeins of like indie dyed yarn or something where the dye lots aren't exactly the same. So basically you knit around and then you slip the last 3 stitches, switch to your next color, knit around, and when you get to 3 stitches before where you left off, you slip again and switch colors. There's plenty of great tutorials to explain that if you have not yet heard of it, but it's a great way to alternate colors one way or the other. So I'm just alternating this self-striping and this, which we actually dyed together, my daughter and I. So it's creating just a really fun, because I didn't want to do another pair that looked exactly like the gingerbread cottage color breakdown again. So these are just fun, and I really actually like the green, or the deep tealy green as a contrast color. I think it looks really pretty with like the hot pink and the blue and stuff. I don't love it with this like a variegated blue section. But overall, I think it's really cute, and they're absolutely not the same, and I definitely messed up the helical knitting part on this one here. I did 2 rows, but whatever, it's a sock. We don't rip back on socks unless it's of structural importance. Or something like really wrong with like color work or something. Stripes, we not ripping back. But the other yarns that I am using, in addition to this tealy one, hang on, we dyed together with leftover Easter egg dye on just some superwash minis, superwash nylon. So when we're dyeing Easter eggs, we take any of the leftover dye and we do some dyeing. And these are some ones that my daughter and I did together, I think this last spring. So it felt appropriate to do it on some socks for her, and this is like her favorite color. So that one I'm using for the heels, and I can work it into some other socks there. And I'll definitely, I don't know, maybe I'll just stripe these in another pair with another contrast or something. It's a fun combo. And yeah, it's just a boring vanilla sock for a 5-year-old. Shorty, heel flap and gusset. Nothing super, you know, earth-shattering here, but it's what I'm working on. It's been my on-the-go, carried in the car project, stuff like that. So those are nearly done. Planning on finishing them tomorrow. My daughter has a camp at her church this week, and church is kind of far and my son is not old enough to go, so I'm dropping my daughter off and then my son and I are kind of wandering to and fro until it's time to pick my daughter back up again, and it falls during nap time, so he was like napping in the car today and I was just sitting in the parking lot working on socks in the high 90s. So it was very lovely, but a little sweaty. So that's my on-the-go project. I'm gonna need another one when I finish those socks, probably another pair of socks. And then this is, again, not super exciting, but I feel like I should just keep checking back in with you when I can record. This is my, we're still not sure how to say it, I'm just gonna, let's commit. What are we gonna say? Albina? I don't like albina. Albina? We're gonna go with Albina? I don't know. It's by Caitlin Hunter, Boylan Knitworks. Recently released, I think in beginning of June, a beachy cotton linen, like this is so boring right now. Bottom up, drapey, cozy, beachy, drop shoulder sweater. So hers is striped, and most of the samples I've seen or the other projects that I've seen have been striped, but I am doing it in solid. And I'm about, the pattern says to go, I think, 13 inches from the bottom to the underarm, but I have a very long torso, so I need to measure an existing sweater. But width-wise, I did hold it up. It looks big on camera, but it is comparable with some other sweaters that I've made for that kind of oversized, drapey feel. And it's probably going to grow a little bit because it's cotton blend. But I think it'll be okay, just as far as a throw-over garment. And yeah, I haven't really, bottom up is just so hard with the correct length and fit and all of that. I don't want it to be super long, and I think the cotton's probably going to grow a little bit, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I should block this section and see how it behaves, but cotton just grows with weight as well over time. So I don't know. It's going to be hard to get the fit just right, but the pattern says go 13 inches, and I'm at like a foot now, so we shall see. But the yarn that I am using, I talked about last time, but we'll mention it again, is Patton's Linen, which is a linen blend in which linen is the minority, 65% cotton and 35% linen. I got this at Joann, and I'm actually really liking it so far. We'll have to see how it wears over time. This is the colorway Sweet Potato. Don't think it looks like a sweet potato at all. Think it is very, it's hard to get it. It still looks brighter on camera, but it's like somewhere between terracotta and brick is what I'm going with. It's definitely not an orange. But yeah, I have a bottom of a bottom-up sweater. So not anything exciting, but this again has been great beach knitting, lake knitting, grab and go knitting, because it's just been stockinette. And then once I split for the fronts and backs, it'll be, you know, a little more something, but not anything complicated. And then I'll have some more stockinette sleeves to hopefully bring along on trips, vacations, lakes, etc. And I'm really hoping that I like the fit of this ultimately, and I can convert it into, not really convert it, just not do the long sleeves, and convert it into a tee pattern, because I think that would be a cute summer tee, just looking at the way she's designed it, and maybe I will do a striped version. But yeah, I have really boring knits right now. And I haven't actually started, but again, I'm throwing it in my bag to go with me tomorrow to kids camp, just for car knitting, or car crocheting, I guess. I'm going to make another version of this in this really dark, I think the colorway's Tar. Shibui Knits Fern, discontinued in the colorway Tar, yep. So I have 4 of these, they're 50 grams each, and I was able to get this one about 200 grams. This is a slightly thicker yarn. It's labeled as DK, but I'd say it's closer to a sport, and this one is more of a true fingering weight. So I'm going down a hook size, and it's probably gonna come out a bit tighter, but this one's 100% cotton and this is 100% silk, so I think it'll all sort out, all come out in the wash, literally. And those are my actual knit and crochet projects right now, which was, what, we're 15 minutes in? Wow, that was quick. But I do have some natural dyeing and some sewing to talk about. I hope you guys are okay with this content, not even content shift, because I've kind of always done the natural dyeing stuff here and there, and the sewing. I feel like a lot of podcasters have sewing content, and I think I'm going to be heavier on the sewing in the summer, maybe, I don't know. But I hope that you're as excited about it as I am, because I'm having a lot of fun, or at least enjoying challenging myself in a different way. Maybe it's not always fun. Maybe I'm actually quite frustrated, but I have been sewing. But we're going to talk natural dyeing first, which is going to kind of transition us into the sewing section. Oh, hello, large beetle. Why are you in my home? Hang on, I'm gonna go banish that large beetle. I have been unsuccessful in banishing the beetle, so he might make another surprise appearance. But yes, let's talk natural dyeing. Last episode, I said I was dyeing some pants, and I did. And I've yet to wear them because it's been horrendously sweaty or horrendously downpouring. It's been one or the other. Super humid, super hot, or severe thunderstorm warning. So it's not been great for the linen pants situation, but I did dye some pants and they came out super fun. To recap, if you missed last time, I bought some linen pants. They were blue. They were like a sky blue. 100% linen, just a random off-brand that I got thrifting. I don't remember how much I paid for them, but probably less than $10 because that's generally my rule. I don't know what that sound was, so I'm sorry if you heard that. But they fit really cute. They were too long, so I did end up hemming them because I sew now. And so now I got the fit really cute, and I wanted to dye them. They've been sitting in my closet since last year with the intent of dyeing them with some onion skins, because I figured if I took bright blue pants and added what I know makes a yellow, goldenish, orangish dye from yellow onion skins, and I had a lot of them, that I would get some sort of shade of green pants, which is just more my style, and I don't know, felt more earthy and all of that. So I wanted to make linen green pants, and I did. They're kind of pickly. These are my pickle pants, and I kind of love them. They're a little preposterous. I will have to get some footage because I haven't, like I said, worn them yet. But my concern with the original blue, besides just not being my color, was that they looked like scrubs. Just the fit of them and like the pocket placement and like these front, I don't know what these are called, these aren't inseam pockets, like, I don't know what this is called, sewists, those kind of pockets. But they just had a very scrubs feel to them. And nothing against that if you're in the medical profession, but I'm not, and I didn't want blue scrub pants. So I took these J. McLaughlin. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but those are what they are, 100% linen. Pants with cute little anchor buttons on the bum. And I dyed them. I mortared them with alum, and then I dyed them with the onion skins. And do I have exact times or measurements or anything for you? No, I do not. I used about 100 grams of onion skins for, I forget how much the pants weighed, but I did the whole weigh the pants, do the alum, I did all the math and things. So they should be color fast, as long as not left like straight out in the sun or anything. And yeah, they're like this ferny, not quite fern green. They're kind of like a pickle green. Is this chartreuse? I don't know what chartreuse is, but they're very bright. They're very bright green. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to wear them with. I was thinking with this top originally, but that might be a little much. I don't know. But I really like how the linen didn't come out like exactly one solid tone of green. It's got some like tonality to it. And there's just funny little bits where like the back here, that must have been like 100% polyester thread or something, because that didn't dye, but the rest of the threading did, so that might have been cotton or something non-synthetic, which I was pleased because I was worried I was going to have all this bright blue accent thread. What I do have is a bright blue accent zipper, because metal doesn't mort and didn't dye. But I think it's fine because it's, inside of the pants. I doubt nobody better be looking that closely. Oh, hello, Beetle, you're back. Fabulous. Do you like my pants? So I put in some footage of the pickle pants, and I'm very proud of, my hemming job isn't perfect. Like, look, it's a little not great. But I was able to, let's see, I did some weird stuff there, but able to maintain the original hem, and I like folded up on the inside and tacked it down. It's a whole thing. I watched a video on how to do it, so I didn't have to cut off the bottom. Basically, you cuff them up, hem them. Here, let me see if I can just show you. How did we do this? So we cuffed them to the length that I wanted. Nope, I'm not going to be able to finagle this. I cuffed them to where I wanted them, sewed along the original hem, and then folded them in and tacked it down, basically. It's a video by, I think, Pattern Scout that I watched on how to do it, but I'm sure if you ask the internet, it knows. It knows the things. The machine knows. But yeah, they fit really cute, and I'm really happy. And it's just another thing out of that pile of like stuff I want to do sitting in my closet that has actually gotten done, and now I can wear, once it stops being so horrendously sweaty and or wet, these linen pants. I just think they're really pretty. Like, it didn't come out splotchy in any area, but there's just some really pretty color variation. And I feel like these definitely go with my like crunchy homeschool mama, I dyed my pants with onion skins kind of vibe. It's a good color. I don't know if it's a good color for me, but they're a really fun color. So, pickle pants. And then after that, I still had a substantial amount of dye left in the onion skin bath. So I went and mortared in some more things, because if we have dye, we're gonna throw fibers into it. I went and grabbed a skein of yarn and mortared, did that with alum, did that whole process. That came out beautiful. Actually really love this color. It's slightly, yeah, it's deeper than, or richer. I don't know how to talk about colors. It's different than this one, but similar in hue. This is like, you know, the mustard yellow that I love. And I only did one skein, but I'm thinking it would be really pretty. I have not naturally dyed, although I could naturally dye something with pokeberry and that'd be super fun. I love a purple and yellow together, but I have some kind of vibrant purple yarn that's been in my stash for a bit, so I thought it would be really fun for some color work. I've been eyeing another Jennifer Steingast. I made her Solvi last year, and it came out really beautifully, and I liked the fit of it, so I might do another color work with purple as the main, and then this gold as the contrast color, maybe possibly. It's going in the hand-dyed yarn stash. Remember when we were doing yarn crowns? This isn't big enough. That was a fun trend. The yarn crown. But yeah, this is, oh, hang on. I didn't just do the dye bath. I did add some iron water to it, which is, what is the fancy scientific name? Ferrous sulfate, maybe. Iron water. Added some of that to this dye bath, because it was a very pale yellow and the iron shifted it ever so slightly, and now it's a beautiful rich gold and I like it a lot. I don't know if I could replicate it again. That's the thing about natural dyeing. If I get a color that I like, I'm always like, oh, now I can't make that again. But overall, pretty happy with that. And then I have one more thing that, kind of a flop, kind of worked, kind of, we'll talk about it in a second, because the camera's threatening to overheat anyway. So I'm gonna kick the AC back on and we'll jump back into the natural dyeing in a moment, I guess. Look, it's a whip. I started the tank top while I was letting things cool off. Hopefully we've reset everything and we're good now. The other naturally dyed attempt project sort of thing, it's still kind of a work in progress, or it might just be a hopeless something. Backstory. This dress started out white in, has to be, I have pictures of it at a family Easter prior to my daughter, probably by a year or two. So probably 7-8 years ago, I thrifted this. It's original, I don't even know if it's supposed to be a dress or a cover. I think it's a dress. It's from Victoria's Secret, which is not a place that I shop, but it was originally a white peasant-y looking dress, which I liked the look of. White's not usually my color because it just doesn't look great on me, and I spill things on it, and wore it to Easter and got mustard on the front of the white dress. Don't remember if it was my fault or some child's fault. It's probably my fault. But I got mustard on it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna dye it. And I didn't know a lot about natural dyeing at that point. I didn't mordant it with anything. I think I threw some vinegar in the water. Now the air conditioner's just making weird sounds, or maybe it's more beetles coming to attack me. I don't know. I think I threw some vinegar in the water because I knew that that kind of was a color fastener from doing like tie-dye. But I didn't know anything about natural dye. But I was like, you know what is in mustard that stains? Turmeric. However people want to say it. I've been told I say it wrong. So that's spice. So I think I just did vinegar. Yeah, basically, I basically dyed the mustard with mustard because those are kind of the main ingredients in mustard, minus the mustard seed. I put it on the stove, got it hot, soaked it, dyed it, and it came out I don't even have, similar to that sock yellow. It was like this color. Hang on, I have to reach. I think I took a picture, but it was like this color originally. Very bright and not super light fast. It definitely faded over time. And something with either the pH, super gross, pH of like my sweat and or my deodorant reacted with it. So I wore it to church once and I was like, oh, my cute little yellow dyed dress. I'm so adorable. The armpits turned like raspberry red as I was wearing it. So that was mortifying. So wore it once and it's been in my closet since because I like the dress. It has some really cute details. And it fits like pretty cute, but the dyeing didn't go well. So I threw that in the mordant and chucked that in with the yarn all in together because why not? And with the iron water and all of that. And we got something. I don't know if it's good, but we got something. So the dress is now this color, which I really like. I think it's really pretty. It's like a more antique looking shade of yellow, but we have some issues and I don't know if they're going to show up on camera. But with the original bright yellow, you couldn't really see the stain. But I think, where are you? It's like reacted weirdly and now you can see, like here is where the original stain was. And there's another spot that just hasn't taken dye. It's kind of not taken dye super evenly. Yeah, you can like see. Still kind of stainy and it's right in like the front skirt portion. So I could probably get away with wearing it, but it's not great. And then the other issue is there's some, I didn't notice it before when it was yellow, because probably it was all just bright yellow, but with the actual mordant and whatnot, there is some underarm staining action going on. Which you might not notice when I'm wearing it because it's got puffy sleeves and it's in your armpit, but I don't know what to do about that. And I did do my best to wash and strip this before I dyed it, but it just didn't take dye super evenly. Like there's this spot here on the sleeve that's just like splotchy. And the pants came out very even. This, I don't know if I can find the tag. It might not be 100% cotton and I don't know what this lace actually is. So everything has kind of taken the dye in a different manner. Let's do some digging. Sometimes you can find a tag on the inside seam somewhere. But I don't think we have that. What are you made out of? It does say 100% cotton. So I don't know. But the lace has come out a slightly different color than the actual dress, and there's just some spots that are just kind of weird and like I don't even know what's going on here. There's like a black spot that I don't remember there being a stain originally there. Maybe I just didn't see it until we dyed over it. And it's just definitely more of a, I don't know if like the striated color is showing up here, but it's just not a very even dye job. So this dress just might be a goner. It's kind of cute, but I don't really want to wear a splotchy armpit, streaky, weird blob dress. So my only other thought to save this, and I don't know if that's actually going to help the armpits whatsoever at all, but to kind of downplay the unevenness of color of it, I was thinking that I could do some flower pounding on it, which might just be completely over the top because it's already got like this flower detail and whatnot. And it would have to mostly be, I guess I could do some on the sleeves and then through the skirt portion, but it's all broken up throughout with this lace. So I don't know. But I did a lot of flower pounding dyeing last summer with flowers from my garden. But the other issue that we're having here is it has been a really bad gardening year for me. And I'm not like a huge homestead gardener or anything, but I'm working on it. I'm doing that, if you're a Roots and Refuge fan, that turn your waiting room into a classroom thing that Jess talks about. And I'm trying very much to grow a lot of food with the amount of space that we have here. And I grew like 300 something pounds of produce, and not including flowers and all of that last year. So I can grow food. I can grow flowers. This year has been, from the start, I started out with a different type of potting mix to start. My seedlings had a rough time. And then from there, the garden soil, some stuff changed because we put down some, like just some tree mulch last year, and it kind of changed the like nitrogen and all of that balance in the soil. So we're trying to like amend that, get that fixed. And then I think the mulch also created a uptick in roly-poly bugs, which will eat seedlings. And then things that have been outside the main garden fence, because I have lots of little flower garden beds and raised beds and little bits where I've snuck in more produce and whatnot. We have had woodchuck mayhem. Mama woodchuck got herself a family and they hungry. So trying to leave the ecosystem to do its thing, but been actively battling woodchucks. So for whatever reason, all of my main like Coreopsis, started it from seed multiple times. Something mowed it down. Might be the chipmunks, because they can get over the fence. I know woodchucks can get over and under a fence, but we don't have any evidence of that. So I don't think the woodchucks are getting into the main garden, which is fully fenced, gated. Woodchucks can apparently climb trees, in case you didn't know. It's terrifying. You can't defeat them. But I don't think it's the woodchuck. It might be the chipmunks, because they'll take down seedlings. And it's been another issue has been that it's very dry this year. And we've had weird sporadic amounts of rain, but it hasn't been throughout, which makes the critters thirstier, so they mow down your seedlings in search of moisture, I guess. So something, be it the roly-polies or the chipmunks or some other foe, has been taking out cosmos. I started them 3 different times and physically saw them come up, so it wasn't a germination problem. Mowed down my cosmos, little baby seedlings, just gone, overnight, gone. And I've tried various things to deter, trying to guess who it was I was fighting, other than setting up like trail cameras in my garden. I don't know what else to do at this point, and it's too late in the season to actually start anything. So my Coreopsis and my cosmos, which are great dye flowers, I don't have any of. So maybe I can get some from somebody. But that's what I did a ton of the flower pounding with last year. I still have some like marigold and nasturtium, and zinnias aren't a great dye flower because they're like puffy. My black-eyed Susans didn't make it. Hollyhocks take 2 years to get started. I just haven't had a good garden year this year. So I want to flower pound this, but do I want to hold on to it until 2025 in my closet again? It's already been hanging around for like 10 years at this point. It looks almost identical to my top, but it's actually a different shape. I don't know. I want to love it. I want it to work out, but I don't know what can be done for it at this point. So this was an experiment. Yarn came out great. Pickle pants came out great. Weird peasant floral dress, which would probably look really cute with like cosmos on it, because it's got Cosmo-esque daisy looking flowers, but send me your cosmos because mine are gone. So I don't know what to do with that. So it's going back in the dye pile because it just came out weird. But we need to move to a win. I have some sewing and some acquiring that shouldn't take too long to talk about, but I'm pretty happy with it. So let's talk about that. And I'm sorry if there's a random thumping and squeaking. I keep moving the chair forward and then somehow sliding backwards and bumping the hangy doors. So sorry if that's happening. I was going to talk about the skirt as I'm wearing it, but I figured I should probably take it off and actually show you. I do have some footage of me wearing it, but yeah, this skirt I did today. I didn't 100% sew it. It's a thrift flip. It's a hack. I hacked down a dress into a skirt, and I'm pretty pleased with the outcome, I have to say. I had shorts on underneath, so I took it off, and I'm now holding the skirt because I figured that'd be easier to show you some details. But it's this fun fabric. I guess this is a floral print. I don't know what's going on here, but it's very fun. That's a seam, so don't look at that part. That's not pretty. There we go. Pretty blue and white, fun, kind of, it's not really like a China print, but blue and white, fun, floral, super drapey cotton fabric. But not cotton like quilt cotton like fancy sheets cotton. It is so soft and thin and flowy and lightweight. So I was thrifting today. Like I said, my daughter was at a camp thing this morning, so my son and I were just out and about. Stopped at a Goodwill that we're not normally in the area for, and did a bit of thrifting. And I grabbed, what did I do at the top of it? Where did I do? What are these words? All right, I grabbed, pardon the leaning, I'm sure you like to look at my shoulder cap. I grabbed a dress for about $7, and it is one of those, I don't know if this is still like an in style. It was a thing a while ago. Oh boy, this is a brand. I don't know what that even says. That's the brand. I got it for $7.49 plus or minus a military discount. And it is one of those strapless tops with this little ruffle fluffle thing on the top here. So it had this and then a dress part that went down. It had this little tiny bit of elastic at the waist to kind of nip it in, but this was just sewn on with like a single line of stitches. So I first seam ripped that out, got rid of this bit. I mean, it's cute as a dress. The other option would have been to cut the bottom and make some straps or do some ribbon straps or something, but we are not team strapless over here, particularly with children. That is just too much. So I have this weird little bit of, I don't know what to do with this, but it's pretty fabric, so I'm gonna hold on to it. I feel like that's just gonna happen a lot, but it's super hacked because I cut the bottom part of the dress off of it. But I made it into a little floor length skirt situation because I liked the fabric and I liked the drape of it. And I figured for $7, why not? So what I did is, it's just a single, it's not like tiered or anything or ruffles or nothing. It's just a giant soft skirt that I cut the top, and then I did the same roughly roughly waistband situation that I did for my last skirt attempt. It's not showing up super great because of the print, but it has an elasticated waistband where I definitely didn't sew straight lines. I don't know if you can tell because it's a crazy print. I think that's working in my favor, but I folded it down, like I cut a chunk of the top of the dress, folded it down, trapped the little elastic, and then did this little extra, you can't see it at all. It's cute, okay? I did it. Where you make the tube casing for the elastic, thread it in there, tack it down, and then using thin elastic, I found I can't do it on my machine. It might just be my machine because it's not a super great one. Can't do it with really dense elastic, really tight, like the ribbed elastic. But this is called like sport elastic, and it's kind of like top of like boxer shorts elastic, where it's not super thick and not super, I mean, it's definitely stretchy, but it's not as rigid, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't do it with the thicker elastic. I tried on a different project, but this thin sport elastic, I'm able to sew over the top without my machine getting really angry tension-wise. So I sew over the top and do a bunch of lines. I even did a little tag-esque looking thing in the back so I could tell which the back was. Only downside is it doesn't have pockets, but it's a very thin fabric, so I think it would pull down a lot if I chucked my phone in the pocket or something. But overall, really happy with this hack, this flip, this whatever we're calling it. Definitely not even on the top, definitely not perfect, but it's like wearing cozy bed sheets. Who doesn't want to wear cozy bed sheets and look kind of pretty? I don't know. Again, maybe not my best colors. I don't know. Weigh in on the color situation, but it looks good with my yellow top. It looks good with lots of other hues and tones that I own. And yeah, $7 and about an hour of effort. Mostly with me hemming and hawing on where I was going to cut it and trying to get it to fold over because it's just very slippery and thin, but just cotton. So yeah, just stuck some navy blue thread in there and it's good. It's a stretchy skirt. So happy with that. And another handmade-ish piece to my me-made wardrobe. We're getting there. I grabbed a couple other things when I was thrifting, which this Goodwill for some reason doesn't have. A lot of times thrift stores will have like a craft type section or like a fabric and then some yarn bits. There was like one tiny shelf with some Michaels brand acrylic yarn, and I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. But I'm always checking for yarn, and I'm always checking for interesting fabrics, either in the form of garments or sheets that aren't gross, or actual fabric. But today I found, particularly natural fabrics, cotton, linen, and whatnot, always on the lookout for that, save a little money. I found this, which I feel like is somebody's, it's definitely handmade. It was $5.49, and then I got the discount on top of it, but handmade like Renaissance or Revolutionary War reenactment top or something. I think it's a cotton. I don't think it's a linen, but it has that like loose, historic looking weave to it, and it's got some little like, not really neps, I don't know what to call it, but you see them? Like little flecks in the fabric that aren't stains, where it looks just like old fabric, I guess. And somebody hand sewed, definitely. So you can tell on the inside, it's not serged or anything. It's got some raw seams and whatever. Somebody did their best. The neckline's a little, well, got some weird stuff going on, but their seams are straighter than mine, so God bless you, I guess. Hand sewed this cotton reenactment type. Doesn't fit me at all. Definitely too big. It was in with the size smalls, but it has no sizing on it. I'm assuming it's a women's. I don't even know, honestly. It kind of looks like a old man farmer bed shirt or something. I don't know. Somebody made this for some sort of costume or reenactment, I would think. I don't think this was a staple piece in someone's wardrobe, but it has huge sleeves and this fun little, whatever kind of collar this is called, neckline, where it's, thought I heard the baby monitor. Oh, good. Really thick. Maybe it has batting or something, or interfacing or something. It's very thick. I don't know. But for the cotton linen-esque fabric, I figured, again, flower pounding. I have all these hopes of flower pounding, but I have no flowers, so waiting for the Lord to provide somebody with some flowers or something, because mine aren't making it. But just even large swath of fabric as an option. And I thought about maybe trying to cut it down and make it into a tank or something, but it's much wider than I am, so it would be quite the hack to make into something. But I got that because less than $5 for a plain, and I could dye on it too. A lot of options there. Quite a bit of fabric, all broken down, over a yard, I would say. And then I got these two dresses, which were half off, and you're gonna have to forgive me, I don't know the culturally correct name for this style of dress, but not something that I would wear, and they didn't fit anyway. I might crop this one into a shirt, because this one fits me better than the other, but I liked the fabric. It's definitely a very thin, I don't know if you can see, like very, very thin cotton, and also handmade, so no sizing, but you can tell that I think the stitching on the inside, it's definitely got handmade, not serged, raw seams. So somebody made it, which just, I don't know, I'm a sucker for a handmade item. But I actually really liked this fabric. And I got a second one, which is larger. It definitely doesn't fit me, but again, handmade, and hello, mustard yellow. This one I don't think I'm gonna be able to hack into something else, just because I don't like you could pick it off, but I don't like this black. Not a fan of the black against the yellow, but really like this yellow fabric. So for $3-something, this one's definitely more maybe like a size medium, large amounts of fabric, plenty of options of what I could do with that. And this one I just thought was pretty as well. So cute fabrics for about $3 each. Again, I don't know the exact yardage of what we got going on in here, but there's quite a bit of it, and I have aspirations to make. I have a whole bunch of cotton, like calico type florals that I would really, it's not practical at all, but I really want to make a big tiered peasant skirt with not quilted, but a patchwork calico rainbow tiered ruffle skirt extravaganza. So I have all these calico fabrics set aside, and most of them are vintage and thrifted. So yeah, I'm gonna at least cut the bottom of this blue one off. I think I could salvage this into some sort of a top if I take it in a little bit. Because it's definitely a little more flowy than, I mean, I like flowy, but it's too big. If I hack this one a little bit, I probably can make this wearable. And then use the bottom half and then whatever I want from this yellow. And yeah, we'll talk about my patchwork skirt another time, but have big aspirations there. And now, yeah, I'm just amassing fabric like I know what I'm doing and buying garments like I know how to tailor them. So I'm invested in this now, I guess. I've spent, all of less than $10 on fabric today, and yeah, I'm a sewist now. So that's what I've been working on. I'm sorry I'm stumbling over my words. I'm hot, I'm tired, and it's like after 10 p.m. So thanks for sitting down with me. I'm going to try to keep getting the videos out as often as I can. This is probably it for July. And then I'll catch you in August. And then we're in full fall mode after that, because after August it's fall. And I feel like the knitting and the crocheting will surge back up there because I get all the sweater inspiration and whatnot. But apparently I'm just sewing flowy things now. So that's what I got going on. How cute will my flowy be? Oh, that'll kind of look very patriotic with my... That might be a little extreme. But I don't know. I just want to wear handmade things. I just want to make stuff for me and my family. So thanks for being here for that. I know you guys want to make stuff for you and your family too, so you get it. Thanks for hanging out with me. You can like, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can do all the things, because I'm supposed to remind you, even though you know how this works, do the stuff. It's free. It helps. I appreciate you. I will catch you in episode 76. 75 is a pretty big number. I wish I had a more exciting backdrop and maybe something more monumental to show you, but this is what I'm up to, and I thought it would be worth popping in. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. I hope your summer is going beautiful. I appreciate you. Bye. Like, y'all, what am I thinking with it? What is this? It's like, comment below if you know what this is. If it was like 2 sizes smaller, maybe it'd be cute. But I feel like I need to go sing Handel's Messiah or put my hair back in a low pony and go work at the blacksmith shop or something, because that's what I feel like in this awesome thrifted top that I got. I know what I'm doing.